is one of my favorite artists of all time. Some say he's a rude boy lover of reggae. My mom says he makes me dance. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to Gregory Isaac. Was his career a success or a failure? Hello everybody, I am your host, Applewise, and in this episode, we're looking at Gregory Isaac.
Like getting involved, I'm charged for 2 guns already. You know, reach a gun court and DP and all those places.
Gregory Anthony Isaac, born 15 July 1951 to 25th of October 2010, was a Jamaican reggae musician. Milo Miles, writing the New York Times, described Isaac as the most exquisite vocalist in reggae. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. In his teenage years, Isaac became a veteran of talent contests that regularly took place in Jamaica. In 1968, he made a recording duet as Winston St. Clair with the single Another Heartache, recorded for producer Byron Lee. The single sold poorly and Isaacs went on to team up with Errol Dunkley to start the African Museum recorded label and shop, and soon had hit My Only Lover, credited as the first lovers rock ever made. He recorded for other producers to finance further African Museum recordings, having a string of hits in 3 years that followed, ranging from ballads to roots reggae, including All I Have Is Love, Lonely Soldier, Black a Kill Black, Extra Classic, and his cover version of Dobie Thompson's Lovin' Papa. And in 1974, he began working with producer Alvin Ranglin, and that year he had his first Jamaican #1 single with Love Is Overdue. Isaac recorded for many of Jamaican's top producers during the 1970s, including Winston 90 Holness, Gussie Clark My Time, Lloyd Campbell, Slave Master, Glenn Brown, 11 Coco, Harry Muddy, Roy Cousins, Sidney Crooks, and Lee Scratch, Perry Mystical.
It seemed to be a process of most great artists that basically takes a time for the world or the industry to recognize their uniqueness versus what's happening currently, and his style of singing was unique.
A lot of people never know, but Gregory Isaac plays the guitar, and anywhere he is, he's trying to make music with his guitar.
By the late 1970s, Isaac was one of the biggest reggae performers in the world, regularly touring the US and the UK, challenged by Dennis Brown and Bob Marley. Between 1977 and 78, Isaac again teamed up with Alvin Ranglin, recording a string of hits including Border and #1 for Ranglin's Gigi's label. He opened a cash and carry shop at 118 Orange Street, later moving to number 125 next door to Prince Buster's Record Shack, which was also the base for the cash and carry record label that he ran with Trevor Lego Douglas. International stardom seemed assured in 1978 when Isaac signed to the Virgin Record offshoot Frontline Records and appeared in the Flame Rockers, in which he performed Slave Master. The Cool Ruler, which became one of his nicknames, and soon forward albums, however, failed to sell as well as expected, although they are now considered among his best work in 1981. In 1981, he made his first appearance at Reggae Sunsplash Festival, returning annually until 1991, and he moved on to the Charisma Records offshoot Pre, who released He's the Lonely Lover and more Gregory albums, along with a string of increasingly successful singles, including Tune In, Permanent Lover, Wailin' Rudy, and Tribute to Waddy. He signed to Island Records and released a record that broke through a wider audience, Night Nurse.
My God, come on, let me do my make it play.
Night Nurse, only you alone can quench this your thirst. The title track from his first album for label Night Nurse 1982, although Night Nurse was not a chart hit in either the UK or the US, it was popular in clubs and received heavy radio play, and the album reached 32 in the UK. It was also used in adverts for an over-the-counter cold and flu remedy of the same name. The success for Isaacs coincided with drug problems with cocaine. He served a 6-month prison sentence in Kingston in 1982 for possession of unlicensed firearms. Isaac claimed that he had the weapons for only protection, but it emerged that that was his 27th arrest and that he had become involved in drug dealing and was addicted to crack cocaine.
When we the man, we've been through a lot of things still differently out there. Like getting involved, I was charged with 2 guns already. You know, reach a gun court and GP and all those places and, you know, and get involved with drugs already different scene. It's the greatest college that I ever got, but the most expensive school fee I ever paid was Cocaine High School, and I learned a lot from it. There's one thing I'd like to say to use them, you know, see it, it's a drugs, but if you keep it from that, you know, see it, I've been treated different, I know the roads different, the scene. It's dangerous, you know, same as that about scene and guns, eat after that too.
He celebrated his release from prison with his second album for Ireland, All Day, 1983. Yellow Man wrote the song Gregory Free, also celebrating Isaac's release, and was later featured on the Young, Gifted and Yellow album. He was featured in the 1982 documentary Land of Look Behind. When his contract with Island ended, Isaacs returned in 1984 with a Cool Ruler Come Again single and began a period of prolific recording, working with producers including Prince Jammy, Hugh Redman, James Bobby Digital, Tad Dawkins, Steely and Clive, maintaining a consistent standard despite the volume of work produced. Isaacs then built a strong relationship with Gussie Clarke of the Music Works label. They began with Isaac's 1985 album Private Beach Party and had a hit with Rumors in 1988, which was followed by further popular singles including Mind Your Dis, Roughneck, Too Good to Be True and Report to Me. The association with Clarke continued into the early 1990s, teaming up with singers including Freddie McGregor, Ninja Man and JC Lodge. He duetted with Barry Salmon in 1993. Fatih Burrell produced One Good Turn. Burrell also producing Isaac's 1994 album Midnight Confidential. In the 1990s, the African Museum label continued to release of Isaac's music and that of artists he produced. In 1997, Simply Red covered Night Nurse. Isaac continued to record and perform live in 2000. In 2005, Lady Saw produced another version of Night Nurse with her toasting over the original lyrics. Isaac's drug addiction had a major impact on his voice, with most of his teeth falling out as a result. Isaac said of his addiction in 2007.
Bring it down, Lord. The more them get it, yeah.
Drugs are a debasing weapon. It was the greatest college ever, but the most expensive school fee ever paid, the Cocaine High School. I have learned everything and now I've put it aside. He performed at the Cricket ICC World Cup in 2007 in Inauguration at Jamaica, and in 2008 he collaborated with Spanish rap group Album. He performed at the ICC Cricket World Cup in 2007 in Inauguration at Jamaica, and in 2007 he collaborated with a Spanish rap group. In 2008, Isaacs released a new studio album Brand New Me, which was nominated for a Grammy Awards for 2010. The album received positive reviews from critics. Reggae Vibes wrote, "Gregory is back, and how Brand New Me is a very suitable album, titled for the Cool Ruler's new album. He is back in a different style, more or less like we were used to from these great lovers and root artists." This was followed in 2009 by the album My Kind of Lady. In 2010, Isaacs put out the last of his album to be released while he was still living. Isaacs meets Isaac with Zimbabwean reggae singer King Isaac. In November 2010, Isaacs Meet Isaacs was nominated for the Best Reggae Album for 2011 Grammy Awards, Isaac's 4th Grammy nomination and King Isaac's 1st. Isaac died of lung cancer on 25th of October 2010 at his home in Harrow, Weald, London. A memorial service was held on November 28th at Kingston's National Indoor Sports Centre, including a musical tribute from artists including Lloyd Parks and We the People Band, Ken Booth, Freddie McGregor, Shaggy, Jody Mowat, Movado, The Tamlins and Bongo Herman. A year later, The Gregory Isaacs Foundation was set up on July 15, 2011 by his wife June, with the intention of continuing his charitable work. A year later, a free concert was staged featuring artists such as U-Roy, Big Youth, and Mighty Diamonds to raise funds for 2 schools. In 2016, the Jamaican government announced that it would posthumously award Isaacs for the Order of Distinction in recognition of his contribution to the country's music. In October 2016, the UK branch of the Gregory Isaacs Foundation installed a commemorative blue plaque at 59 West Lane, Harrow, the house where Isaac lived for the last 3 years of his life. In February 2018, a blue plaque was unveiled at Isaac's former home at 15 Sunrise Crescent in St. Andrew, Jamaica, with the foundation also announcing plans to open a museum dedicated to Isaacs at the site. Thanks for watching.